Welcome everyone back to Draft Day Sports Pro Basketball 2024. I know I promised to upload yesterday, but time kind of got away from me. We had a family get together for my grandmother, it being Mother's Day, and had a great get together. Honestly, things went really well. Had a really good time, but time kind of got away, and I did not get to upload. So I am going to make a video tonight, and we are in a series with The Roar here in the fifth post. Gosh, I don't normally have a lisp, so let's try to say that again. The fifth post season here on Draft Day Sports Pro Basketball. And we're going to jump into it. So, if you remember the last video, we beat the Waves quite easily in the playing game, thankfully. And we have no injuries at this current moment, so we can play this series, hopefully the whole series, at least to start out with, full strength. And we know that they have a couple of injured players, and we are actually the favorite in game one, which is pretty cool. Even though they are 8-2 in their last 10 games, so they are on a roll here. It could be Scott Chambers and Oliver Leach are star players, maybe. We could check that out. I'm kind of curious about that. Let's check out their stats on the season. Well, actually, Scott Chambers is fairly important to their team, but Oliver Leach really isn't. So it's a little bit strange that we're the favorite, but not going to complain. Patrick Olson is a familiar name. If you remember, he played for us last season. So there he is. That's actually the postseason stats. Here's the regular season stats. Average 9 points a game for us last season and 4.8 points per game in the postseason. So yeah, I tend to remember these names. I can't remember names I see of people I see every day at my workplace, but I can remember the names of fictional people on a generated basketball team better than I can people I know and meet in real life. I don't know what that says about me, but it is true nonetheless. I don't know that I want to change anything, honestly. We handled the last game really well, and I just simulated, but I I didn't want to simulate. I don't know what I was expecting there. We lost game one there. So what I'm gonna do here is if we end up getting I don't want to play a game in which if we lose, we're out and there's like I don't want to play a game where they're up in the series and it's a deciding game because I feel like it would just be a waste of time. Like if they're up 3 games to 2, then obviously it could be our last game. But I really want to simulate like playing games, game sevens, or if we have 3 wins and it's possibly our chance to advance to the next game, then I'll play the game. But we lost game one, so that's unfortunate by 1 point. So let's see how things went down. We won the rebounding battle. We lost the turnover battle, but we've lost the turnover battle for basically every game. Our field goal percentage was exactly the same. We shot better from three and made more threes. And we shot almost perfectly from the free throw line. So honestly, in some ways, our stats look almost better than their stats, and they won the game. One of those odd anomalies in a way. They did have more assists, but I mean, those are the stats there. Uh, and game two is right here today. We still are completely healthy, and we're still a favorite, and it's still an away game. So basically the exact same scenario as before. We're just down a game. Uh, man, it's hard to know whether or not to try anything else because it's a very close game. I don't want to try something and end up getting blown out. So I think I'm going to just go with it. Just roll the dice and see if we can get the win here. Because if we lost by a single point, game that close, an away game against a team who is on fire, honestly, 8-2 going into the last game. Does it say 9-1 now? So it says 8-2. That's probably to end the season, I would bet. They were 8-2, but they are on a roll. So I don't know that I want to change anything. So let's go ahead. Let's roll the dice. Maybe lost again. But these are close games. I don't know. I don't know that anything could have been done, honestly. But we are down 2 games. But we are returning home. We do have an injury I saw there on the screen. Crowley is injured, which is unfortunate because he's pretty important. So they want to put Bryson in place of Crowley, and that's probably exactly what I would suggest. Again, close game. This is strange because now they're the favorite, which they do have. I can't remember his name. They do have the one player that they had that was out is back, and one of our best players, one of our starting players, is out. So actually, it is a different scenario here, and they are the favorite. Um, man, don't know. Let's look at the strategy while I think. Hmm. I mean, honestly, I'm feeling like the home court advantage swinging back to us will make a difference. We've been playing them really close with a balanced offense, straight man to man. So most of me is leaning toward just keeping things the way they are. They do play an attack man to man, which reduces the 3-point shot. I don't know that I want to really go in the post honestly. They're 12th from three in terms of 3-point percentage anyway. So they're decent from three, but I don't know if they're good enough to change your defense, to change that up. I mean, the best thing that they do is they're really good at free throws. Maybe we can reduce pressure to not foul them as much. But if we look, excuse me, if we look at the box score from the last game, yeah, they did go to the line an awful lot, and they hit their free throws. So I wonder how good of a rebounding team they are. Okay, they're actually kind of poor at rebounding. They're 21st. So how about we keep things the way they are, and we kind of turn down our pressure on the boards a little bit to try to, and maybe even the defensive intensity, to try to cut down on. This is a risk, honestly. But we'll try to cut down on fouling them so much. It is a risk. So I do think they're pretty good offensively. I mean, they're 12th in scoring, so sort of in the middle. I say we try this though. We've already got our lineup set. Crowley is out. So we're sagging off, hopefully, to reduce sending them to the line. And we'll see what happens. Let's go. And it did not work out. We are down 3-0 now. Very well could be our last game of the season here. Ah. Should have realized that we are actually 17th in rebounding, so we're actually not all. We're a little bit better than them, but not all that great. I wonder. I feel like we should be better at rebounding. So two things we need to improve on is rebounding and taking care of the ball. Man, they are on a 9-1 game winning streak here. And they're the favorites in this upcoming game. I wanted to look at the box score here. I mean, we still won the rebounding battle. And we only sent them to the line 15 times. So in that sense, our strategy worked. We shot better from the field than they did. And well, they hit more threes than we did. 17 turnovers to their 7 turnovers. They were able to take 91 shots and we took 74. So that's the difference there, honestly. So that is unfortunate. I mean, our defense still did okay against them. The biggest issue, I think, again, was the turnovers. And we've tried every single stinking type of offense. And I don't know how to alleviate the turnover problems. So you know what? I say we just go for it. I say we play this last game. I mean, what are the chances of us coming back anyway? Down 3-0. I hate to look at it that way. What else can we do? I mean, uh, you know what? I'm gonna try to throw something wild out there. Let's 'cause I actually kind of liked our defense in the last game. It's the turnovers that bother me. Let's keep the defense the way it is. Kind of sag off. Don't foul them. Let's try pace and space offense. I don't know. Don't know that it'll help anything, but I'm gonna try it. And another thing I'm gonna try, maybe slow the pace down. In hopes of not turning the ball over so much. I mean, just throwing that out there. I don't know if that'll work or if it even makes sense. But we've lost all three of these games so far, so let's see if this works. What do you know, man? We actually won. I did not expect to win. Okay, let's see how. Didn't win by a lot. Okay, our turnover numbers do look better. 13 turnovers. They had 11. Technically, we still lost that battle. We didn't lose it by much. They do go to the line a decent amount of the time, but we went to the line more. We shot better percentage from three. So yeah, we still won the rebounding battle despite sagging off. Honestly, I'm surprised that we only won by 6 looking at some of these numbers. So yeah. Pretty cool. Still alive. Don't know if he'll last the next game or not, but you know what? Here we are. And we still have Crowley out probably. And we won the last game, so I don't want to change anything. Might very well lose this game. But it'll be whatever it is. So let's go. And we did. We lost. 4-1 against a really good Grizzlies team. And that sort of concludes our season 5, but I am not quite done uh, just yet. Let's go ahead and sim the rest of the playoffs. So here we are. I guess maybe we'll get to the start of the draft in this video. We'll see how things look when we get to the draft. I would at least like to do the lottery and maybe the coaching carousel. We might do the draft. Depends on how I feel. I've got work tomorrow, but I've still got a whole hour before I really have to lay down. So maybe I'll make a super long video. Looks like the Eagles win. Huh. Wonder how good they were. And the lottery is next. I'm curious though. Really quick. Let's see. Okay, they were the best team in the East. Did they play the Beams in the finals? Well. Well, I don't know if that song played as loud for you guys as it did for me, but I'm officially deaf now. Good gosh. I apologize if that was as loud for you as it was for me. That was that was a bit ridiculous. Goodness. Okay. Here's the lottery. And actually, the ironic thing, or maybe the coincidental thing, is the draft lottery itself happened in real life last night, and the Spurs get the 4th and the 8th pick in the draft. And if I had my way, they would draft, being a Kentucky fan and a Spurs fan, it would be the coolest thing in the world to see them draft Reed Shepherd and Rob Dillingham with those picks. But I'm not going to get my hopes up. Either way, to get back to this game, we do not have a horse in this race, as they say. So I say we just click through this really quick because it actually does not matter too much to us. Good, not. Okay. This is still very loud. Good. Goodness. My ears are still bleeding. All right, so let's look at the season awards. Ladies and gentlemen, I turned it down to half of what it was before. It's still too loud, which really speaks, pun intended, speaks volumes for how loud it was the first time. Okay, we do not have any of the major. Didn't we almost draft Greg Pinkney? or trade for him or something. We didn't draft for him because okay, I think we almost traded for him once, or tried to trade for him, and didn't work out. Derek Spurgeon, who played for us at one point, wins 6th Man of the Year. He played for us in the very first season. And I hated to see him go because I really liked having him on the team. Don't know if we have anybody that won any awards. I don't think we did. I mean, does not look like it. Wow. Okay. We did level up. I'm, uh, I'm wondering if ability to hear can be added to one of these attributes because I've lost my ability to hear. Wow, we leveled up big time. So I am going to use all these points. Cool. Man, we are getting, what's going on? Hello, Gramps. Now that the season is all over, I thought we'd have a quick chat about it. So tell me, how do you rate your performance this season? We did not too bad. Met my expectations for quality of the team despite spending more than we agreed upon. Would you like to come back? I would. Okay. I don't think I spent that much more than we agreed on. Oh, job security is went down to 40%, which is not good. GM hiring. Goodness gracious. We'll be a playoff team. I want to go right around. I'm going to say you won't have to pay the luxury tax because the last time we did go over the cap and he got a little bit snappy maybe. So okay. At least we still have a job. So um and now we get to hire our coaching staff. And I don't know what the staff. I don't look at the staff in a while, quite honestly. Oh yeah, we still have this 65-year-old man that looks like a 12-year-old child is still the head coach. So the only spot we have open, honestly, is the third assistant coach. I feel like that should be fairly easy to find a spot for. So Let's see. The problem with a lot of these is honestly, a lot of them have pretty poor attributes. Like almost all these guys have something in the 20s, and I just think that that's maybe it's where it's the third assistant coach, but none of them look like really outstanding hires. This guy doesn't have anything that's particularly terrible, but he's worth a lot of money. And honest, well, actually, we have a pretty good budget. Hmm. Okay, Andy Maxwell here doesn't really have any attributes in the 20s. And actually, though, if you want to go another step down, Rico Finneman doesn't either. He's got a good temper. He's not very greedy. He might be a decent hire. Can save a little bit of money. Not going so high. Let's offer him a job. Let's do 605,000 at third assistant for 3 years, maybe. I kid you not, guys. My ears are still ringing. Hey, we got him. That was a pretty easy uh, transaction. And we're done with that. So that was really not worth a stopping point, honestly. I still got 50 minutes really until bed. And speaking of the playoffs, right now on my TV, it is the fourth quarter, and the Celtics are leading 98-91 on the Cleveland Cavaliers. All right, let's look at who we have. We have Tyler Kitt, who's really not all that great. We have Andre Voskel, who's still a three-star point guard. Aaron Fortson, 3.5. Did he lose a star? Maybe somebody can refresh my memory. I don't remember exactly how many stars he had, but I thought he had like 4.5. We got TJ Crowley, a three-star small forward. Kenny Daniels, a 1.5-star power forward. And we still have George Parker, 3.5-star center. So that's who we have under contract at this very moment. And now it is time for the rookie combine. With the draft just a day away, you now have an opportunity to work out some of your draftees to get an even better feel for them going into the draft. So we will look at workouts now. Power forward Nick Johnson is who we have as a projected pick. Let's see. So there are two 5-star picks this year. We will not get either of those. Where is Nick Johnson? Let's see if we can find. Here we go. From Loyola Marymount. Rest in peace, Hank Gathers. I think that's where he went. If I ever say a basketball fact and I'm wrong, uh, please, please correct me because I do not mean to, especially with someone who has such a tragic story as Hank Gathers. I do not want to disrespect. Is it just me or do we not have like any work? Did we not scout anybody? There are no work stars on any of these guys. Let's also look at David Pettaway because he's pretty close to that same spot, and he's also a power forward. If I can find him. Here, let's look at it this way. Here he is. All right, he looks a lot like that guy that played for St. Peter's that went off on Kentucky in the 2022 NCAA tournament. Uh, his name David Edders, something like that. Anyway, or Greg Edert, I think his name was. Yeah, that guy went off on this the tournament that year. I'll always remember that freaking peacock. Justin Johnson is also somebody we probably want to look at. He's just a 2-star player. Okay, at least we do see. It's the first time I've seen of this a sleeper. So this guy is a sleeper. So, which means he is projected as a 2-star, but he's probably going to be slightly better, at least, than what people are thinking. So maybe there's an opportunity there. Let's also look at Mark Preston. Here he is. He's a 3-star player, and it says he's overhyped. So if we want to, we could send him a workout invite, but honestly, we'll probably not select him. I'm just sending it to power forwards because let's look at Richard Grant. It doesn't say one way or another on him. So we'll send him one. Greg Plowman, we can send one. I will target more than just power forwards. Because honestly, okay, we have Voskel at the point, Fortson at the 2. Go back and look. We have Parker at the 5. And you could also play the 4. You play the 4 plenty this year. So do we still have Crowley under contract? I'll go back and I'll look. Let's get Greg Plowman to invite here. Let's go back and look at our roster really quick. Yeah, we still have Crowley. So honestly, a 4 would probably be what we would need more than anything because right now we have Kenny Daniels. I kind of feel like there's an okay chance we could get a better than 1.5-star player in the first round to maybe be our starting power forward. And we could run with Voskel, Fortson, Crowley, the new power forward, and Parker at the very least, and then use our cap space to either bring in maybe one more star player or try to get a decent bench. Probably be the 2 options for us. So yeah, I do think power forward is the way to go, honestly. But we have a bunch of free workouts, so technically we could. We have 12 more to assign. So can we just click over here and do it that way? I think we can. Why didn't I just do it that way in the first place? We're probably not going to get Israel Pipkins or Nate Tafflinger. So I don't know that you want to. You can send David Harris one. Well, he's a 5-star. A little bit. I mean, honestly, it's a little strange. They have Israel Pipkins going first. He's a 4-star, and these other guys are 5-star players. Maybe they know something we don't. Uh, let's send Eric Postel one. He's a 4-star player, so I doubt he's got him going 20th. I doubt he'll wait that long to go. We'll just look at he's overhyped, so I'm not going to go with Stevie Westbrooks. We'll leave him out. We can send Al Hill one. He's a 2 guard. Alex Thompson will send one. Joshua Bacon. Plowman's already been sent one. We'll send. Oh, I don't. Some of these guys are just overhyped. We'll send Troy Page one. Let's send Michael Towns one. He's just a 2-star guy though, so I doubt we'll draft him. We'll send Sean Little one. Bryant Grant's overhyped. We have 4 more. I mean, maybe we can come down and there's a lot of look at some of these 2-star guys. Maybe for a 2nd-round pick. Heck, I don't know who to even. We should even bother. You know what? Let's there's no way we'll get Israel Pipkins. So we'll send. Well, he's overhyped. Heck, we'll send him one anyway. We'll send Kareem King one. We'll send Tim Hudson one. I don't expect to get any of these guys. Frederick Revere and Jamil Barrett. We sent him one already. We'll send Steve Prince one. He's actually a 3-star guy who, where's he at on the board? Oh, he's like 28th. Okay, we'll send him one. All right, let's run the workouts. It is draft time. All right, so honestly, man, I'm kind of in a dilemma here. I would like to do the draft. To do the draft tonight or not to do the draft. You know what? Let's go ahead and do the draft. And then I'll try to go fairly quickly in the draft. And then maybe then we'll stop it right there. And I normally don't even pay attention to the summer league and probably still won't, but we'll wait and we'll start next video with the summer league and we'll go ahead and do the draft tonight. So there you go. Yeah, let's go. Oh gosh. This song is not nearly as bad as the previous song. What was that coming out? To the top. Okay, so can we start? Okay, now I can start. Okay, so we have the 21st pick and the 51st pick. And honestly, let's try to get through these fairly quickly. Okay, let's go. Joshua Bacon goes to the Golden State Spartans at the first pick. A center out of Australia. And remember, we don't want to see power forwards drafted because I'm going to try to get the best power forward on the board. And let's go. Okay, there goes Nate Taflinger. So we figured pretty much, gosh, 41 points a game. Of course, he's a high school player coming out of high school, but that's still insane. All right, next pick. Tim Hudson, who's a guard. So Israel Pipkins is still available. Of course, we still have a lot of picks left to go. But he did not go first as projected, so that's interesting. Let's go. Donald Prisbilla. I don't remember if he's a small forward or a power forward. I think he's a small forward. Okay, Israel Pipkins goes. So it's unfortunate for us because it's one of the best forwards, in the power forwards in the league or in the draft. But didn't really expect to get him. Okay, Jason Karstensen from Oklahoma is a forward. So a lot of forwards are going. Alex Thompson goes, center from New Mexico. I will say if we do end up getting fired after next season, I'm meaning to. There goes Greg Plowman, unfortunately. I have been meaning to find an opportunity to do a college draft day sports series, college basketball. Um, so we may just transition into that and let this series close out. Though I have enjoyed this series quite a bit. There's even a chance. I mean, I'm not going to promise anything, but there's a chance I may even start the college one before this one even ends because I do definitely want to do the college one. Uh, and maybe we won't get fired. I mean, I'm not going to. It's never. There's never going to be a time where I foresee me just like blatantly uh, tanking a season or a series. I mean, I'm always going to at least give some kind of effort. Looks like the Celtics have defeated the Cavaliers in real life. I think they go up 3-1 now on that series. I used to be at one point a pretty big Celtics fan, but mostly because not really because of the franchise history or anything, mostly because of Rajon Rondo. I was a big Rajon Rondo fan when I was in high school and early college days. I actually had the opportunity to see Rajon Rondo play in real life, and I have not had that opportunity to watch a lot of uh, former All-Star players play. There's Richard Grant. As I've said many times during this series, I live in Eastern Kentucky. We live in the middle of nowhere. I'm 2 hours away from Lexington Rupp Arena, so I've never actually even been to a Kentucky Wildcats game. So I don't have many opportunities to see players that caliber play. Jamil Barrett. It was a pretty cool opportunity, actually. It was during the 20, I think it was the 2011 going into the 2012 season. There was a lockout, and so there weren't any games being played. And the local high school here, which was the high school I went to, had a game that would pit some of the professional basketball players that played at Kentucky and were from Kentucky um, against the local college here, Alice Lloyd College, which was the college I went to. And in that game, on the side of the professional players, you had Rajon Rondo, Kenneth Fareed, Shelvin Mack, Chuck Hayes. I think maybe even DeMarcus Cousins. This has been like 13 years ago. So Jody Meeks was supposed to have been there, but he couldn't make it or something. Um, anyway, most of the game was Rajon Rondo throwing alley-oops to Kenneth Fareed. Most of the game. But it was pretty cool nonetheless. And there goes Nick Johnson. So we are on the clock here. To draft who is ever, or who is, um, you know what? Just forget the sentence I was trying to say there. I was trying to say a formulated sentence and it just didn't come out. So we'll try to draft the best available power forward here. Let's see who they say is the best available power forward. They say Michael Towns is the best point guard. Lance Samnick is the best two guard. Lionel Stone is the best three. Jason Kent is the best four. I don't even remember that name from looking earlier. But let's try to keep that name in mind. Because I do think we should just start Parker at the, you know what, let's just look at big men. Because we have, what is this thing doing? Come on. Why can't I not cancel out small forwards? That's weird. All right. Forget it. Okay. Let's look at the draft board. Or no, not the draft board. Sorry, the mock draft. Well, if you remember, Nick Johnson is who we were projected to take, and he is gone. So, unfortunately, it looks like most of the power forwards, or actually all of the centers and all of the power forwards that were before Nick Johnson have all been drafted. So that really sucks. Now we could keep Parker at the 4 and try to draft a good 5. We can see here that Sean Little is a 3-star. Scout says 4-star. I don't think that would be that bad of a pick. Pick him at the 5, put him at the 5, start him at the 5. And keep Parker at the 4. We could take David Pittaway. He's still available. If you ask me, I still think that I kind of think I like Sean Little's numbers better as far as a big man. Let's look at Steve Prince. His really aren't that bad either. He's coming out of high school though. So we should compare Steve Prince to Sean Little. Let's look at Sean Little again. Sean Little has a B in scoring, a B in rebounding, and a B in blocking. And everything else, he's either mediocre or worse. So if we want scoring, rebounding, and blocking, which is pretty good from what you want in a big man, we are losing a great rim protector if we don't pick Bennett back up. This guy won't be as good as Bennett, but in some ways he will be somewhat of an okay replacement if you want scoring, rebounding, and blocking. If we want uh, rebounding, blocking, and defense, then we'll go with Steve Prince. So really, what's more important? Do we want defense or do we want scoring? Honestly, we probably want scoring because we have struggled to score. Bennett only scored like 11 points a game despite being like a 5-star player. Let's see. Very talented offensive player with the ability to play back to the basket or face up. Solid free throw shooter. Solid rebounder. Understands how to defend. Extremely long wingspan makes him a terrific shot blocker. He has great anticipation and basketball understanding. An extraordinary athlete. There are a few as athletic as him. Those are all pretty good things to say. Streaky scorer, lacks the ability to elevate the play of his teammates. His vision and passing skills are just average. Tries to do too much with the ball. sometimes. Honestly, those things don't sound all that bad. A streaky scorer means that there are times where he will have great games. I mean, yes, there are times where he will have bad games, but streaky means that, well, he has the ability to go off. So streaky scorer isn't necessarily a terrible thing. His vision and passing is average. Actually, if you look at this, it says he has an F for passing. But a lot of big guys struggle with passing. And he tries to do too much of the ball sometimes. That's not the worst thing to say about somebody. So I'm very much leaning towards Sean Little. Let's at least look at Justin Johnson. Yeah, if you look, his numbers are not as good. It says he's a sleeper, but his numbers aren't as good as Little's are. Um, I feel like Johnson's kind of a gamble more than Little. We'll look at Pitaway again. He's a great dunker, good free throw shooter, good ball handler. Really isn't anything terrible about him either, but I don't think he's going to be the scorer that Little is, and that's what attracts me toward Little more. Look at Steve Prince one more time. Who do they have as the best five? Do we even look at that? We got plenty of time here. Let me see who they suggest as the best five. We didn't even look at who they suggested. We saw who it was, but we didn't look at him. Let's look at Jason Kent, and Sean Little is the best five. So let's at least look at Jason Kent, but I'm very much leaning toward taking Sean Little. Yeah, I think they're wrong about Jason Kent here. Let's look at Jason Kent, but well, heck, we don't know anything about Jason Kent. Good free throw shooter. We do know that. Okay, we don't know enough about this guy. Is he even? I mean, he's nowhere on the draft board at all on the mock draft in the first round. So I feel good about Sean Little. Honestly. So that's who we'll pick. We'll pick Sean Little from USC. He says it's a good pick. Okay. Cool. Solid pick. I am pretty happy with that. And I'm going to go ahead and go to next human pick, and we'll just skip right through. Let's see. He helps at local shelters, so it seems like Sean Little's got a good personality. Okay, let's go ahead and go to the next human pick and let these guys kind of go. And it is our turn once again for our second round pick. Looks like David Pettaway just now went, so we probably were good to pass on him. Kent didn't go till 38th, so I feel pretty good about where we went. Lionel Stone's still on the board at 3. Mark Preston at the 4. Scott Hampton at the 5. They're still talking about the guy before. Says Mark Preston's still on the board. Preston is the best 4 still available. I don't know we'll get any great players this far into it, but we'll at least keep Preston in mind as we look and see who is still available. I mean, Mark Preston is 3 stars from Wolverine Sports. He's 3 stars from our scout. Yeah, I do think he was overhyped. It did say he was overhyped, if I'm remembering right. But he was also projected 30th, so he has fallen plenty. Could be a steal here. I mean, he's the best. He's the only 3-star player still available according to Wolverine Sports. And as far as from the scouts, you know, there's only 3-star guys left, so he wins the star battle, even though he is overhyped. I mean, honestly, it's worth taking the risk, even if he's a 1-star player. Who else are we going to take? We don't know anything about anybody else. He's the only guy that our scout is suggesting. So, I mean, heck, we'll go with it. Mark Preston, welcome to the team, man. So we drafted a 5 in Sean Little and a 4 in Mark Preston. Let's see what they say. Loves the pick. Okay. Should have gone before now. Could be the steal of the draft. Wow. Underrated player. We're going to be happy to see what we get. So cool. We'll go ahead and let the computer finish. And let's look at our rookies. I'm really hoping that they're not like 1 and 1.5 star. I did not mean to click there. We'll look real quick. We'll sign them to a couple of contracts and we'll end the video, honestly. Okay, Sean Little is 2.5 stars to start out. Just not bad. And Mark Preston's 1.5. But I mean, he's your second round pick. It's kind of what you expect, and he could actually grow a little bit more. So, not the worst pick in the world to get with the 51st pick. And Sean Little can actually grow to be a decent player, a potential 3-star player. So I don't think we really went bad at all, quite honestly. You know what? Actually, I want you to check out one more thing about Sean Little. He's a mediator. What does a mediator do? He is empathetic and has a very giving personality. It's a good thing. They want to be there for every one of their teammates to always lift them up, to see that there is always harmony. Unfortunately, taking on everyone's problems and not being able to fix every situation can lead to their own problems. Hmm. Part of me kind of wants to go ahead and give him a 3rd year, at the very least. We'll give Mark Preston 1 year, like we usually do. The 2nd round pick. Let's go to contracts real quick. There we go. Okay, here's where I struggle with knowing some things. Um, if we continue on without renouncing the rights, what does that mean? Because clearly we have a choice here. You know what? I'm going to go ahead and renounce the rights because I don't know what I don't know what it would mean to not renounce the rights. You know what I mean? And we do need this cap space cleared up, so let's go ahead and renounce the rights on Bennett. Or renounce the rights on Mitchell. We wanted him gone anyway, basically. He's decent, but, I mean, Bryson is gone. Rich is gone, but I would like to bring Rich back. I hope to remember his name, and we'll try to get him back at a minimum because I think he helped the team out a lot. Anderson's gone. Kevin is gone again. And we have 35 million in cap space to work with. We'll sign Mark Preston to a 1-year deal. And oh, actually, let's renounce. I forgot about Anderson there. Okay. You know what? Well, first of all, can we offer? I like George Parker. Will he take the extension? Cool. So we just wrapped up George Parker for a few more seasons. That's pretty cool. Can we offer? What about Fortson? He's already 30. Ah. Will he take our offer? Okay, that might be a bit of a risk, but so we just locked up Fortson for a few more seasons. We locked up Parker for a few more seasons. And honestly, I feel good about Sean Little, so much so that I want to go ahead and exercise and pick up his third season right out of the gate. Cool. So we have, let's go back to the dashboard. We have 8 players signed, 2 point guards, 1 2 guard, 1 3, 2 4s, 2 5s. So when we get to the free agency, honestly, we still need, I don't know what we would need. Maybe we should just work on building a solid bench because we kind of have a starting lineup in shape. Foskel at the point, Fortson at the 2, Crowley at the 3, and then you could put Parker at the 4. He played the 4 plenty last season, and Little at the new 5. Even though Little is an inch shorter, I think that could really work. And we'll get Rich back. And then we'll just have like 3 spaces left. And hopefully we can build a solid team and stay under the cap. And maybe that will help us keep things going, keep my job on this game. And it's now 10 o'clock, so I've been playing this game a long time now. And it is time for me to go to bed. So it's been a lot of fun, actually. This is one of the most fun ones that I've done, I think. Uh, so yeah, if you like it, keep your eye out for the next one. I mean, I would think Saturday at the latest will be the next one. I don't think I have too much to do on this upcoming weekend, and it's a 3-day weekend. If I'm not mistaken, I'm off from Memorial Day. So yeah, I'm excited. And I guess that'll be all for this video. Until next time.